Yeah. Y'all watching the Ethiks Mixtape Show, and I'm your host, Victory, BX Supreme Promoter, basically. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Basically. Yeah, what up, what up? Thank y'all for watching a new episode of the Ethiks Mixtape Show, basically. Anybody, anybody that like this episode, I'd be very grateful if anyone could follow me on my social media sites, my Instagram, TikTok, and all that good stuff. And also, if you definitely like this episode, I'll be very grateful if anyone could bless me with a donation. The links are down below. It doesn't have to be too much, no stress either, you know. But yeah, I woke up early this morning. It's the morning time, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I might as well, you know, since I'm somewhat awake, I might as well do an episode. Fuck it. Before I go to work, before I go out and hustle and deal with these rude ass New Yorkers. Some of y'all that's from other states, y'all can tell I'm from New York. But yeah. And also, if you hear some noise, some background noise, my next door neighbors upstairs are having sex. I wish I was getting some pussy early in the morning. But hey. They stopped, but they might start again, just to let you know. Anyway. What I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about myself. I'm going to talk about the opportunities that I fucked up in the past. That's today's topic of today's show of Grind Ethics, is the opportunities that I fucked up in the past due to my monkey mind or overthinking, or due to being scared and fucking up, or being too caught up in the street hustle, getting too caught up in the concrete hustle, you know. Like, for example, I remember I'm gonna give you a story, man. I'm gonna tell you every opportunity that I fucked up in the past, right? One opportunity I fucked up in the past. Oh yeah, I think I told you this. I had a chance to live in Seattle when I was in my early 20s. My brother Y King, he had a Peace of the God Y King, by the way, and Peace of the Gods and Earths out there in Seattle. Morocco. What was I about to say? Yeah, he had a job lined up for me at some beacon. He had like a beacon program going on, and he had a job for me and my brother K-Born. And my brother K-Born went over to Seattle. He lived there for like 3 to 4 months, whatever. And remind you, he had a place for me to stay. I didn't have to pay no rent. I barely had to pay any bills. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He had a good job for me, and also probably an okay salary. You know, because I was in my early 20s. Almost anything was probably good for me. You know, $7, $8 an hour was good for me, especially if I'm not paying no rent. That was good for me in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever, man. You know, I could have, and I always want to have that experience in living outside of New York, and I didn't take that experience because I wanted to be the king of New York. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was hyped. I was so hyped on this New York shit. I was like, oh, this things I gotta accomplish first in New York before I leave. I'm like, what the fuck am I trying to accomplish here? I already made a lot of money in this motherfucking city. What the fuck am I really trying to accomplish here? Like, I'm looking, you know, I'm in my 40s. I'm looking back when I'm in my early 20s. I'm like, what the fuck was I really trying to do in my early 20s? You know, I could have just fucking left. And that's when I dropped out of college too, I think. Yeah, that's when I dropped out of college. I could have just left, you know, had the experience of living in the West Coast, because I always want to live in the West Coast. You know, back in the day, living in the West Coast was kind of good. You know, would have been kind of decent for me. But now living in the West Coast is mad expensive, and the taxes is crazy. So no, now I wouldn't want to live in the West Coast. Maybe not even maybe for 2-3 months. You know, I did have an opportunity to live in the West Coast for 3 months, but I just didn't take it. You know, and I could have made some money. And that time I wasn't working no job. I mean, I was barely hustling. Really, I was barely walking around. I wasn't as consistent and being a street vendor as I am now. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really have too much direction when I was in my 20s. You know? You know what I'm saying? But I was too blind. I was too blind. With the knowledge of self. You know, that's when I was that was my first years of being in the nation of gods and earths. But I was still on my 85 shit. I'm gonna keep it real. Not a savage, but I was on just blind to opportunities, blind to different things, you know, worrying about saving cash just to save cash. Shit like that. Another opportunity I fucked up. I remember back in 2009, my brother Y King again. I could have had the opportunity to interview Russell Simmons or shoot Russell Simmons. Not shoot Russell Simmons, but shoot him with a camera because my brother Y King wanted to interview Russell Simmons. So he was like, "Yo, Victory, come with me through Def Jam Records. I have a meeting with Russell Simmons. We could do maybe a little interview. You know what I'm saying? Bring your camera." You know, and I was like, "Oh no, I gotta hustle tomorrow. I gotta sell waters." Man, fuck them fucking waters. Them shits ain't going nowhere. The money in the street ain't going nowhere. But I was too impulsive about money. I was too impulsive about getting these little nigga pennies in the street. Like if I miss one day of hustling, that's gonna fuck up my whole summer of selling waters. No, I should have just took that opportunity, man. I was stupid. Worrying about little nigga pennies when I could have met Russell Simmons, you know? And it's hard to get to Russell Simmons. You know how many times I DM Russell Simmons and try to interview him, and I had a chance to even meet him. And who knows what doors would have opened just on the strength of meeting Russell Simmons. Come on, man. Another opportunity I fucked up. What other opportunity I fucked up? Oh yeah, I remember I was promoting an independent movie called Monkey Gang. I was actually in the movie. I was actually in the movie, and we were going around. The movie itself was winning awards in different festivals in Boston, Baltimore, and then we got invited to showcase our movie over in Hollywood at the Black Hollywood Film Festival, right? At the Black Hollywood Film Festival. So I didn't go because I was worried about making these little nigga pennies in the street. I mean, my brother Logic, he offered to pay for me to a certain degree, you know. I didn't have to really pay that much money to go over to LA because it was a group thing. It was like maybe 10 of us that went out there, you know. Well, it was 10 people that was planning to go out there, and they did went out there. But I didn't go because I was worried about making this little money in the street. I was worried about fucking money that's still gonna be out here if I come back or when I come back. It wasn't even that serious. So whatever, missed a few days or a week of hustling. So fucking what? You know how many people I could have met? Because at that time, I didn't really see networking. I saw the value of networking at that time, but I didn't see how valuable networking is. You know, and establishing or having business relationships is more than the money itself. It's more valuable than the money itself. You know, and I didn't realize that at that time. That's when I was in my 30s. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I could have. Who knows what could have led? What opportunities I could have had? You know, what opportunities I could have experienced if I wasn't just a fucking, you know, a New York nigga on the block. And it's funny too because I gotta give a big shout out to my man Conflict from Minnesota because he cracked the joke on me. He was joking on me. He was like, "Man, y'all New York niggas don't go nowhere." And he's half right. He's half right. Most of us New York niggas don't go nowhere. We stay on the block all day, every day. You know, us New York niggas, we don't even. A lot of us don't even go to different boroughs within New York. A lot of Bronx niggas don't go to Brooklyn. A lot of Brooklyn niggas don't go to Bronx. Go to the Bronx. You know, Queens and Brooklyn, they're like neck to neck. They're like family. You know, the Bronx and Harlem, we're like neck to neck. We're like cousins. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of Harlem niggas don't go to Queens or Brooklyn. You know, a lot of Bronx niggas don't go to Queens. A lot of Queens niggas don't go to the Bronx. So he's half right. You know, a lot of New York niggas, we stay on the block. We hug the block like it's our high school sweetheart. That's what's wrong with us. And that was what's wrong with me. I was never a block nigga. I was never a hanging out on the block nigga, but I was always making money on the block nigga or making money in the street type of nigga. Selling socks, hats, gloves, not selling drugs, but selling basic things that people need, you know what I mean? But I fucked up my opportunities because I was too impulsive about the currency. I was too impulsive about making this little currency in the street. You know, that's what happens when you're impulsive about money, man, or especially a little bit of money. Anyway, also I had an opportunity back in 2010. Some brothers from Buffalo, New York, you know, they called me over. Well, we was following each other on MySpace, and they hit me up on my DM asking me if I could host because at that time I was hosting GRINDETHIKS on internet radio. So they asked me if I could come through to their town and host a concert, host a show with Smith and Wesson on the bill. I could have hosted a Smith and Wesson show. Who knows what opportunities that could have, you know what I mean? But it didn't happen because, you know, I could have scraped up my own money to go out there. But I mean, they didn't offer to pay me no money. They had no money to pay me. You know what I'm saying? But I could have just went. I had a place to stay. I could have stayed somewhere for a couple of days, but hey, it didn't happen. And I've never been to Buffalo in my life, you know? But damn, another opportunity I fucked up. I remember my man Zoo, every now and then, he'd be doing concerts, inviting Rakim, Coogee Rap, Smith and Wesson, or some other boot camp clique niggas to perform, right? And some other old school rappers that's well known. He used to put them on a bill. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, used to throw concerts over in Baltimore, which is only 4 hours away from New York, right? He invited me a couple of times just to come through, videotape the concert. He was like, "Yo, God, you could come through and interview whatever artist you want to interview. You don't have to pay to get in. You good." And I'm like, "Damn, that's money I didn't have to spend to just enjoy a good show and meet some celebrities or network with some celebrities and interview some celebrities. Even if I didn't get to interview some celebrities, I could have had some, you know, I could have scheduled or preserved some interviews in the future, you know. But I didn't do that. I didn't go to Baltimore. I'm like, damn, I should have went. But no, I was worried about money. I was worried about money. I don't got that much money. If I'm gonna go to Baltimore or if I'm gonna go out of town, I gotta come back home with a certain amount of money. So fucking what? I had merchandise. I could have just, you know what I'm saying? But I was too caught up in the motherfucking cash. This little fucking nigga pennies I'm making in the streets. And I got that from the 9-to-5 world. I was out here selling merchandise as a self-employed person, thinking like a 9-to-5er. That's why I said self-employed people are not that different from 9-to-5ers. Always impulsive about the money. You know, I was impulsive about the cash. Nowadays, if my man Zoo, if anybody be like, yo, come to my town, come to my city, especially if it's not that far from my city, I'm hopping on the bus. I'm hopping on the China bus with my camera. Let's get it popping, nigga. You know? Nowadays, I learned to be more spontaneous. I learned to be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get it. Fuck, you know what I mean? Because I learned that, not to go out the subject, but I learned that assets is worth more than cash. Cash, I already have merchandise. Like right now, I don't have no cash. I don't even have a single dollar to my name. But I do got merchandise. I do got merchandise. You know what I'm saying? So I got money. And the wise man once told me, as long as I have merchandise, I will never be broke. You know? And his name was Wise. His name was Wise. Peace to the God Wise. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I was just worried about I was on my 9-to-5 shit as a self-employed nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this street money ain't going nowhere. It's gonna still be here when I come back. You know, I was just being too impulsive, man. I should have just went, you know. And I didn't the mindset that I have right now, I didn't have the mindset back in those days with the knowledge of self. But I was just growing. I was growing, you know. But yeah, what else? What other opportunity I fucked up? Oh man. Oh yeah, I had another opportunity to go to Cali. Had two opportunities to go to Cali. Fuck that up. My man Logic. Sometimes he still get on me for not coming through. He organized a retreat over in Santa Monica, in California. It was a retreat where all of us come together, you know, and whatever. I could have went to Santa Monica and network and establish some business relationships, but I didn't go because I was worried about selling New Year's Eve glasses, New Year's glasses for New Year's. Fuck that shit. I should have just went. Fuck selling New Year's glasses for New Year's Eve and shit. New Year's items and shit. Because that's what I do every year. I don't do it no more. But that's what I was worried about. I was like, oh, but I need to sell New Year's glasses. I need to make my little $300. Man, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I should have just went. I'm telling you, I gave up a lot of shit for the street shit, for this concrete hustle shit. Sometimes, you know, even to this day, even to a certain degree, but not too much, I think of this concrete hustle as my 9-to-5. And sometimes I feel like if I don't get on the street, somebody's going to fire me. You know? But nobody's not going to fire me because I work under my own time. And I'm saying all this to tell y'all, if you know something's an opportunity, right? Then take it, nigga. Take it. Take it. Don't stop overthinking it. Don't listen. Just take it. Just take it. You know? Because a lot of us, we have a tendency to sabotage our own opportunities, man. You know? We have the tendency to close our own doors. when it's about to open. This is what human beings do. This is what we do to monkey mind. Because like I said, we're programmed by the matrix, or the system to keep us at a low vibrational state. And the matrix doing a hell of a good job of doing that. I'm glad I snapped out of the bullshit. But I'm telling y'all, some of y'all that's probably watching, y'all caught up in these fucked up programs. Some of y'all, you got to think back the times when you sabotage your own opportunities, when you could have made more money, when you could have had established more business relationships. And most of it is not our fault because, like I said, we're programmed. I don't put everything on me because I was taught to be impulsive about the money. I was taught to make a big deal about little nigga pennies because I was taught that I had to hold on to my nigga pennies. Let me tell you something. That time when I was hustling, the early days or the early years when I was hustling, I wasn't even saving no merchandise. Nobody never told me, your Victory, you need to save your merchandise. If you're gonna hustle merchandise, you need to save your merchandise. So this is where you always have money, even if you don't have no cash. I wasn't thinking that till years later. Because I was still on my 9-to-5 shit. I still had a 9-to-5 mentality. So I was just making cash just to save. I gotta save money. I gotta save money. I gotta save money. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. And I didn't know that saving money just to save money it'll take away your purchasing power. That's a whole nother. I spoke about that on a whole nother episode. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check that out. But yeah, man, I fucked up. I fucked up some opportunities, man. Even when I think about them, sometimes I still kick myself in the ass to a certain degree about that, man. Like, damn, yo. You know how many experience I could have had under my belt? Because one thing I realized is we get caught up in words. We get caught up in words like success, successful. And we think that the only way we can be successful is doing what we're doing right now in the time being, like running around selling merchandise. Well, I've been successful doing that, But then again, let me rephrase my words. Everybody is successful, even 9-to-5ers, because 9-to-5ers, they pay their bills every month, so they're successful like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And we get caught up in chasing that word because we're taught that success is something sexy or glamorous or bling bling. No, success doesn't have a face. It doesn't have an image, and that's what's wrong with us. We believe that success has an image, so we're chasing that. We're chasing to try to connect ourselves to that word, but we're already connected to that word. We're already successful. We were born successful, nigga. We already achieved the hardest shit in the fucking universe. Nigga, we was born. We was born. We went from being a sperm to a fucking human. That's hard, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, how the fuck did I get here? That's the most achieved. Because think about it. What can you do in this lifetime? What can you achieve in this lifetime that could top being born? I'm waiting. What? Winning the Super Bowl? The NBA Finals? The NBA Championships? No. The World Series? No. Being a millionaire? Being a billionaire? No. Taking home your first $100,000? No. All that is good, but that's extra stuff. That's bonus. It's all good to have those things, but these are bonuses. You already achieved the impossible, nigga. You was born. Everything else is extra. Nobody never told us that. I had to figure that shit out the hard way. I had to figure that out through the days or years of me thinking that I'm struggling. But really, the struggle is not real. The struggle is in my head all this fucking time. But that's a whole nother episode, you know? You know? That's just human conditioning. We gotta leave that human conditioning, that negative programming, that social negative programming. You know, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I'm not from a rich family, or I'm never gonna be rich, or nigga, you're already rich, or you know what I'm saying, or I'm never gonna amount to anything. I'm never gonna be nobody. You're already somebody. The world is designed to drive you crazy by putting all these unnecessary social standards on you. The world is meant to drive you fucking nuts. And me, I refuse to go crazy. You know, nowadays I'm the smoothest nigga I ever know. Okay, I'm the smoothest nigga I know in life. Part of my Harlem. Okay, a part of my Harlem. You know, but I'm one of the smoothest niggas I know in life, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put on my hood because I'm a cool nigga. No, it's not cold in here. I'm just a cool nigga. I'm a clown. I don't take life serious. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either laugh, bug out. You know what I'm saying? Throw yourself out the window sometimes. You know, it's early in the morning to be stupid like this. But yeah, man. You know? And this is how I am sometimes when something doesn't go my way. I'm like, whatever. Life goes on. Whatever. But anyway, I'm out, yeah. I'm gonna get ready for work, or I might shoot another episode. I don't know. I'm out, yeah. I hope y'all learned something, man. Remember, man, stop fucking up your opportunities, man. I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend and tell a friend that's all about the motherfucking grind. Basically.